laws. Now, the thing is, if we looked at after the elections, we saw a bunch of small parties that were affiliated to Azimio um, defecting and moving to the government side. Right?
I want to read before we get to the call, and Jerry, stay put. Politicians, this is from Stephen Bati. He says politicians should stop this rhetoric. 2022 general elections in Kenya were the best ever, in my opinion. Trying to create a smear campaign against the results is hurting our trust in elections. In the coming future elections, it should stop. That's Stephen's comments. And then let me see. Slay says mistrust with the electoral system did not start with Raila. And then DJ Tucha says that's the whole point of Azimio. When they lose next time, they will be like, we said it. Wow, like I think Kenya Kwanza people here are coming out so strong, and we are loving it because we are sometimes accused of not letting Kenya Kwanza people, like air their views. So asanteni sana. We want those comments to keep coming. And then James Olongo says, Chebukati was not a fair arbiter. The fact that his office was a swaying door for all politicians, Tuju and the like, says a lot. Therein lies all our problems. And then Stephen says, elections were done right, Kabisa. Have you had any issues with them being annulled from the IEBC? The ones that have been with issues at the county level results and tallying at the polling stations. Chebukati was right when he said you will challenge poll stations, not at IEBC, and so far it's come to pass. Now, the one thing I want to say real quick about what Steve Bati said, our electoral system has a problem. That's a fact. I mean, we can like run around like ducks, but our electoral system has a problem. Like from 2007, 2013, our electoral system has always had a problem. Even within here in the diaspora where we registered to vote, like there was a lot of disenfranchisement for one reason or another. So I think that's something, like let's even take Raila's name out of the equation, because I think when Raila is mentioned, it sometimes makes
evokes
evokes
people
emotions.
get their panties in a bunch.
It evokes emotions on both sides.
But
yeah,
before,
it evokes emotions
I'll say
on
this
both
before
sides.
you take this.
Yeah.
I think what the point that I wanted to make is, and I know this is, I'm looking, through a lens of, I hope. No, not
Okay.
UDA. Hoping.
Okay.
But I'm thinking that, I'm thinking that there is a responsibility of Parliament to make things, to try to let it be shown that they're trying to do things to make living conditions, or just to make sure that the day-to-day life of the Kenyan is manageable, no matter whatever they can do. They can table stuff, try and pass to either make it law or to have the president sign or something. That is one. Two,
economies are not cured by legislation.
No. It's not. I think it's not that, but you can also put in place. I believe you can also put in place things that can ameliorate, can do something. Even if you're trying to reduce the hurt, you're trying to reduce the blow, the punch of whatever is going on. And personally, I'll say this, not even personally, I think there's a responsibility from a different lens and prism. There's a responsibility that the opposition or the members of parliament in the opposition should do something at least to show. I know.
Can I say something here?
Hold on, Mika. Hold on, let me finish. I understand that is it's one of those, well, this is what should be. However, on the ground, vitu ni different. On the ground, people really don't care what somebody has done in terms of legislator, or what somebody has done in terms of trying to pass laws, or somebody has done to try and make life better. The Kenyan really doesn't care. They really don't. And I'll give you I will just say one name. Mika will speak, and then we go back. We go to the caller on the line.
Yeah.
Kivuda Kibwana did whatever he could for Makueni County. Could not even get a Senate post. Mika, karibu sana.
You know, the thing is, forget even about saying IBC. Let me go back to where one might ask Ali a question. And Ali said you cannot replace good leadership. You cannot you cannot use bad leadership and expect it to work where the good laws. Now the thing is, if we looked at after the elections, we saw a bunch of small parties that were affiliated to Azimio defecting and moving to the government side, right? So literally right now, the government set itself up in a position whereby if anything was to be done legislatively, if somebody sponsored a bill that was to be brought to the House of Parliament to be discussed or the Senate, Azimio didn't have the numbers to counter the government in any way. They didn't have the numbers to check and balance the government in any way. There is no way that they can say, as an opposition, we are strong enough to tell you what to do and what not to do. And that's why you have somebody like Ruto deciding to appoint all those CASs, even when Parliament rejected them, but he just did it out of it because he knows at the end of the day, if I need to whip Parliament to sing a tune, they'll sing this specific tune. And as Ali said, a lot of people are political appointees. With that, there's not much you can say. Now, Sambazo did say something about our elections being the best he's ever seen. If an election results were supposed to be declared and they were declared 24 hours later, there is nothing good about that election. There's a reason why there was a delay in the declaration of results. So that in itself, whether the results were genuine or not, puts a doubt in those elections. So before we put opinions and dismiss other people, because we are living here comfortably. We might be sending money to our people back home comfortably, but there are people who actually go for those mandamanos because the cost of living is a burden to them. And there are some people who, yes, it affects them going to work, it affects the business working. That's the whole purpose of demonstration, to affect normal business going on, so that I'm not saying they're supposed to be violent, but are supposed to cause some uncomfortability, especially in the pocket of the government. So the government relents and relents to the demand that they're working.
Okay.
I don't think there's anybody who's looking for Nusumkate here. I think what we are looking for here is a reform to the electoral system on how it is, a fine-tuning to the electoral laws, and most of the details that were in the BBI. So to finish up on my point that I wanted to say is that the demonstration are violent from both sides, the demonstrators and the police. It's not supposed to be like that.